here. Welcome back to Handmade Not Hallmark. Today I've got this really clean and simple card featuring a stamp set from Simon Says Stamp called Let the Gourd Times Roll. I really love this set. I love all of the pumpkins and all of the shapes, and I really wanted to focus on the colors for fall and the different combinations of colors that you can get with pumpkins and gourds. I really love this set. I hope you enjoy this clean and simple card. Let's get into it. Like I mentioned, I'm using the Let the Gourd Times Roll set from Simon Says Stamp. This came out, I think, last year during Stamptember, and I just love it. It is so simple, but can be used in lots of different ways. And today I really just wanted to focus on the main pumpkins, the big long line of pumpkins, and I really wanted to color them in different shades that you can find pumpkins and gourds in. And this was really fun going through my Copic markers and finding colors that I really enjoyed. I was going to start out doing kind of a portrait style card, but I really wanted to get all of the pumpkins in on my card, so I decided to go with a landscape style card and just one long simple greeting from that stamp set. And I think it turned out really elegant and simple. You could create quite a few of these cards, create a whole bunch of panels and stamp them down, and then color them all, just kind of relaxing, put on some music, and you could get quite a few of these finished. I think it would make a really nice gift set. I'm using MFT's Extreme Black ink for my Copic marker coloring today. This is a Copic friendly ink. It's a nice crisp, bright ink, and I really like using it. I'm also using some Nina 110 pound cardstock, which is also Copic friendly. Once I get these stamped down, I'm going to get right into the coloring. It is quite a long process. I left it all in for those to enjoy, and I also shared the colors that I'm going to be using. So if you want to use the same color combinations, they'll be available on screen. I'm going to put on some music for you to enjoy, and we'll be back as soon as we're all done.
just left to wait for him. My eyes are asleep. I miss you. Bet you're feeling all alone in that big house by the lake this evening. The days here I come to bleach. Oh honey, I need you to hold me. Let's brave the crushing waves in a boat made of roses and oak trees. Little stars shining down on us wherever we may be. Little stars shining down on us wherever you and me. When my days here come to bleach, oh honey, I need you. Well, let's brave the crashing waves in a boat made of roses and oak trees.
Once I had all the coloring finished, I went in with my number 10 Jelly Roll pen and I wanted to add some highlights to these pumpkins. You could definitely leave this stuff out if you're not into, any of the white gel pen details. I really think it livens up the images, kind of gives them a little bit of interest. Again, you could leave this step out, but I really like the idea of it. I really think it makes them shine a bit and makes them look a little bit more round, kind of like the glossy skin that pumpkins get. I'm super excited because I grew pumpkins in my garden this year and I have, I think, about 8 pumpkins. They're all the same variety, but we're all really excited for them to be ready and that we can pick them. So I really love pumpkins during fall, and our weather was actually really cool today, which is unusual for the middle of August, but it is feeling like fall outside and I'm super excited and I can't wait for it to start. After I had all the details done, I went in with that same gel pen and kind of did a little bit of editing on some areas that had bled with my Copic markers. I'm not sure why they bled, I just oversaturated the paper, but the gel pen works really great to edit that out. Next, I felt like they needed a little bit of grounding underneath them, so I just went in with a C1 Copic marker and added a little bit of shadow underneath the pumpkins just to give them some grounding. I didn't want them to look like they were kind of floating in the middle of nowhere, so I just added that and then kind of blended the harsh edge out with my 0 marker, the blending marker. Once I have that all finished up, I'm going to take a Stitch Stacks dies from MFT and I am going to die cut that. Now my paper started to tear just a tiny bit, but it's not super noticeable, and I'm going to be putting a greeting down in that area, so just be careful whenever you're taking your tape off after you die cut so that you don't get any of that happening. And I'm going to put it on a black card base, or a black mat, excuse me, because I really feel like that kind of frames up the images and really helps those orange colors pop. And we'll also bring in some more of that black from our greeting that we're going to stamp. Gonna get ready to get our greeting stamped down, and I'm going to be using Let the Gourd Times Roll from the same stamp set. I really like this greeting, and I love that it's open for anything. It could be for a birthday, it could be just for a hello, or hey, fall's coming, those sorts of things. So I really like the simplicity of this. You could really change it up and turn it into either a thank you card, a thankful card, birthday card, really kind of open-ended. I am using the transparency grid from Simon Says Stamp to help me get my greeting nice and lined up here. I apologize if my head gets in the way a little bit. I wanted to make sure this was nice and straight because the card is very plain, so you'll really notice if the greeting isn't straight. Once I get that all lined up, I'm going to stamp it down using some VersaFine Onyx black ink. This is a nice crisp stick black ink, that I think really shows up nicely, and whenever I put this on the black matting, it'll really stand out and kind of bring everything together. one of my favorite inks to use when stamping greetings as well. And I love this greeting, Let the Gourd Times Roll. Super fun. Now that I'm happy with that, we're going to go ahead and get our card ready to go. On the inside of my card, I wanted to stamp a few of the pumpkins from the set, some of the individual ones, to kind of just add a little bit of something on the inside of the card. And again, just to add some interest, I'm going to use my favorite Simon Says Fog ink to stamp down these images. I thought about putting a greeting on the inside, but I really wanted this to be kind of more open-ended, so you could write any kind of message that you wanted on the inside. So that's why I left it just pretty plain and just added a few pumpkins. I really love these pumpkins a lot. I really think that you could color them any way that you want. There are so many varieties of pumpkins out there that you could really have fun with this. Once I kind of got them lined up, I'm going to take that fog ink from Simon and stamp them down on the inside. As many of you know, this is one of my favorite ways to add additional elements on the inside of a card without it being super distracting, and you'll easily be able to write over it if you have a really long message to send. I'm going to stamp it down twice. Because these are brand new stamps, they kind of resist the ink just a little bit, so the more you use them, the better stamping you'll get. Now that I have all of the elements ready to go here, we can finally start assembling the card. I'm going to take this black piece of cardstock here, I think this is from Simon, and I'm going to adhere it down, and it's going to mat up my image. My card base was a little bit, just a hair larger than my finished card, and I'm not sure if I just cut my, my base a little unevenly, but I'm just going to line this up nice and even all around the edge here, and then I'm just going to trim off those excess pieces so it's nice and clean all the way around. Excuse me. I'm going to adhere everything down with some Tombow Mono liquid glue. I thought about popping it up to give it a little bit of dimension, but I really wanted this to be somewhat simple and classic and really showcase the pumpkins and those different gourd colors, which is really the goal for this card. I'm trying to keep it nice and simple. The last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my Nouveau shimmer pen, and I'm going to add just a little bit of shimmer to these pumpkins. Again, just to add a little bit of interest and to keep it somewhat flat and simple. And again, you can never go wrong with sparkle. Even if it's pumpkins, they can be a little sparkly. And I have to add a little bit of shimmer to all of my cards. It's just one of my favorite things to do. Again, you could totally leave this out. It's optional. And that will finish up this card for today. I really hope you enjoyed this really simple, clean pumpkin card featuring the Let the Gourd Times Roll from Simon Says Stamp. I loved coloring these pumpkins. I had a lot of fun picking through my colors. And if you enjoyed the video, please consider hitting the like button as well as the subscribe so you don't miss out on any more videos here at my YouTube channel. It lets YouTube know that you're enjoying the content that I'm bringing to you and helps me bring more content. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch up with you guys again real soon in the next one. I'll see ya. Bye.
On screen, I've got a few videos that I think you'll enjoy. Consider hitting the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more videos at my YouTube channel.